It's Monday, friends, and we're starting another two-parter. We're starting it off with 1957's The Vampire. You don't want to miss it.
Previously on the Nerdy Ronin Network.
Happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. We did. And real quick, I want to tell each and every one of you that keeps tuning in, we appreciate you. We really do. We love having you here. We love doing this. And I'm here for you guys. So is Squeaky Chair. And today, we're talking about something great. I found this quite by accident. I found it on sale on Amazon. I know you would, I've had it for quite a while and I just hadn't watched it yet. It's from a company called Indicator/Powerhouse. And this is the El Vampiro, or the Vampire box set from Mexico, right? Spine $3.97 and $3.98. It has 2 films, a book. These are 4K restorations from the 50s, movies from the 50s, but they're only on Blu-ray, okay? And I'm going to show this to you in just a minute as we talk about this, the first of 2 movies. So let's take a look. The Vampire, or El Vampiro, is the original title, from 1957, 1 hour, 35 minutes. A Mexican girl returns home for her aunt's funeral. She hears town rumors about vampires. She suspects her other aunt and neighbor are involved with said vampires. Directed by Fernando Mendez, written by Ramon Abon and Ramon Rodriguez. Maybe I got that right. I don't know. Stars Abel Salazar, Ariadne Welter. What? Carmen Montejo. I'm sorry. I know I got some of those wrong. And that's a horrible synopsis. What else is new, Internet Movie Database? Let's talk about it. So first we'll look at the box, and then we'll talk about it. As I said, I found this quite by accident, and it was on sale. I'm not a horror person. There's very few horror movies that I enjoy, but I do love older horror movies, like the Wolfman, Creature from the Black Lagoon. I've got a really nice 4K steelbook of that movie. But anyway, this is a nice shell. Like, this is not cheap. It doesn't feel cheap, right? But this is a limited edition. I saved the J card because it's numbered, because there was only 8,000 of these, right? And you can still find these online if you look hard enough. At not, like, I think in some places I saw it for less than $40. You're getting 2 films and a bunch of special features. All right. So, and even though these are Blu-ray, now I have a region-free 4K player, but I didn't have to change the settings. So evidently, at least this, the one I have here, and I'm going to assume all 8,000 of them are like that, they're Blu-ray, but they're not region locked. So you got this booklet here. I think it's 80 pages. I mean, it's not a cheap book. Like, the pages are quite thick and with a lot of information about this set. These movies are beloved. The first one, the one we're talking about today, is the first time in Mexican cinema that there was a female vampire. So that's a plus. And just a quick note from our friends over at Blackout Coffee Company. Make sure you head over and give them a try. Links in the description. So the first movie, they're not in a case. They're in one of these things that are becoming more and more popular. But it has all the information and artwork and the single Blu-ray disc for the first movie, El Vampiro. And then you've got, I'm not even going to try to say the original title here, but this is The Vampire's Coffin. As you can see, pretty fantastic. This is a nice little box set. I think I got it for like 15 to 20 bucks. I don't remember. I really don't. It's been a long time, or at least a few months. And I've just had it sitting on the shelf with the intention of watching it long before now. As I said, the only reason I bought this was because I got such a good deal on it. And when I bought it, I did not know it was numbered. I didn't know anything about it. I love Indian cinema, Asian cinema, etc. But I believe this is probably one of the first, with the exception of Robert Rodriguez's original movie El Mariachi, that I've watched something that's Mexican cinema, if you will. And especially with it being horror, I don't mind vampires. There's quite a few vampire movies that I like. Now, the one good thing about this movie, The Vampire, it does come in its original form, which is in Spanish with English subtitles, but it also has an English dub. And I'm going to be honest, because I just wanted to check all aspects, I started it watching the English dub. I didn't find it. I had the subtitles on, and what they were saying in the English dub compared to the subtitles, in some instances, were so far off that I just turned that off and turned it on the original Spanish with subtitles. I just decided to read it instead of listening to it in English and it being a bad dub. I'm not saying it's a bad dub. I'm saying it just wasn't clicking for me. And I had no problem. I will tell you right now, this looks beautiful. Now, on the right and left side of your screen, at least on my TV, there were quite severe black bars because of how old this is. So it's a smaller ratio. It didn't bother me in the slightest. And as I said, this is probably one of the most beautiful black and white films I've seen that's been restored. It was fantastic. Even in the night shots, nothing was too dark. It just was lit perfectly. Super fun time watching it. It's not a long movie. Hour and 35 minutes. That's not a big deal. With it being like, it wasn't even scary necessarily, but I was on the edge of my seat because the story, it's really well done for a shorter movie, and the language barrier. It was a straight up vampire movie where a vampire was trying to take out this whole family because a relation of his from, I think it was his brother from 100 years ago, the townspeople killed him because he was a vampire and buried him on these people's property. So to bring him back, he needed a certain type of soil, and he needed all the humans to be away from that area. So instead of just killing them all, he was just turning them into vampires, and then he was going to bring his brother back. That was his goal. And it was just so well done. I know I'm laughing. I always kind of laugh at the 50s cinema because I love it, but it always makes me laugh. Blackout Coffee, America. Now, the special features on the first disc, the first movie, I did not listen to the commentary. The commentary is in Spanish with the subtitles, and I just didn't want to. Right? I watched the other special features, but I didn't want to watch the movie again. After I watch the second one, I may watch the commentaries. Look, I'll do subtitles, but not for long periods of time. Right? But the special features I did watch were fantastic. All right. They were very interesting and a lot of good information. Not only was this the first Mexican cinema movie that had a female vampire in it, which caused all vampire movies later to have female vampires in it, and this was the first. But I believe this was also the first time that the vampire had extended fangs. I remember reading that somewhere. I don't remember where, so don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty certain. It was a pretty serious thing. Like, this was the first time that when the vampire opened his mouth, he had extended teeth, the fangs. So, I mean, this was a big deal. Well, there's the picture. But then with the extended, it's not gonna, you know the deal. That's the best picture I can give you. But either way, this was a fantastic movie, a fantastic find, a great blind buy, at least halfway through so far. If you like vampires, if you like vampire movies, this has some really, like, some cheesy effects, but also some really well done effects. And when I say cheesy, they turn into bats, and in some cases you can see the strings controlling the bats as they're flying through the shot. I don't hate that. That makes it better. That, to me, that B movie like type of thing where you can see some of this, how they worked things, I enjoy that. It makes the film better for me. It's a fun time, right? So if vampires are your thing, I don't think this was a high budget movie, but it's really well done. Like, very enjoyable. Looks fantastic. Was the cinematography, the lighting, it was all done really well. You should buy this set while there's some still available, considering there's only 8,000 of them. All right? And I know you can still get it. That's my advice. All right. Starting the rest of my day. How about right about now? Thanks again for being here. We'll be back on Wednesday. For Michael, the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this big fat nerd. We'll see you then.